Hello, everyone out there in the podcast and streaming world. My name is Techie.
And I'm Talon.
How are we, buddy?
Oh, I'm going good, man. I'm going good. Kind of just chilling out and just relaxing, really.
That's good. That's good. That's good.
I've been busy all day. I've legit been outside painting. Like when you called me, I was still painting at that time.
Jesus.
But no, it's been good. No, it's been good. I've been outside all day. So it was freezing cold today. It's
It's been
freezing
windy
today.
as anything.
Yeah, it's been really windy today.
Mm.
And honestly, I legit am fine with the weather and stuff like that because it's just not raining.
Yes, that's
Means a lot of my
that's true.
means a lot of my stuff means a lot of my stuff can dry and stuff like that. It's fine.
Yeah. All right. Let's get into this.
All right, what we got?
So, should we start off with the big topic?
I really want to talk about it. I've been wanting to talk about it all day because, oh my god, I think this is going to change the video game industry. I really think so.
So, what this is we've got another update about the whole Activision and Blizzard thing. So, the U.S. government now is investigating Activision and Blizzard, Bobby Kotick. So, this is from Kotaku.
This is coming from Kotaku.com.
You started.
You read one part, I'll start. So, U.S. government now investigating Activision Blizzard. Bobby Kotick subpoenaed. The Securities and Exchange Commission has launched an investigation into the publisher's handling of harassment and abuse allegations. This is written by Zach Sawinski yesterday at 4:40 p.m. The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission has reportedly launched a wide-reaching investigation into Activision Blizzard, with the government agency looking into how the embattled publisher handled the multiple allegations of sexual harassment, abuse, and toxic behavior that became public following a California Department of Fair Employment and Housing lawsuit filed in July. The SEC has subpoenaed Activision and several of its high-ranking executives, including CEO Bobby Kotick. Now, I'll say this, I just want to go completely off the bat here. Bobby Kotick is one of the worst CEOs of all time. This man has taken so much money from Activision. He earns so much money that even some of his freaking, even some other higher executives have questioned why he gets so much money. And also, this is another company that literally gets rid of employees even though they get high sale peaks with making money. This company makes so much money, yet they still let people go.
Mm-hmm.
And it's ridiculous. It is completely ridiculous. Anyway, I'll read up this next part, and then I'll let you read the next part. In a report out today by the Wall Street Journal, it was revealed that SEC has begun investigating Activision Blizzard and is asking for the Call of Duty and Warcraft publisher to hand over various documents. These include the personal files of 6 previous employees and records of CEO Kotick's communications with executives relating to the numerous complaints of sexual harassment and discrimination levied against Activision Blizzard staff.
Activision spokesperson Helene Klasky confirmed with the Wall Street Journal on Monday that the SEC was indeed investigating the massive gaming publisher, telling the outlet that SEC is focused on the company's disclosures regarding employment matters and related issues. She also confirmed that several current and former employees have been subpoenaed by the federal agency. The company is cooperating with the SEC, said Klasky.
It's blowing me
Kotaku
away.
has contacted Activision Blizzard about the SEC investigation. The investigation is not necessarily about finding justice for the victims of the horrible abuse, but instead about looking out for the company's investors who probably aren't happy about its recent cycle of bad news. The Wall Street Journal explains that the SEC is investigating to figure out whether Activision and its executives correctly and adequately disclosed allegations of workplace harassment and gender pay issues to investors and other related individuals, and if these disclosures happened quickly enough, according to the documents seen by the outlet. This is yet another serious legal problem facing Activision Blizzard, one of the largest gaming publishers in the world. There's more if you want to keep going.
Yeah, somebody outlet. So in July, a lawsuit by the California Department of Fair Employment and Housing after a years-long investigation. Bear in mind, this has been happening for years. It's more, actually, with this whole lawsuit, it's more the Blizzard side than Activision, because this was happening before even Activision took acquired Blizzard and put it part of its company. Turn up stories of multiple women suffering daily harassment and abuse while working at Activision Blizzard. This has led to multiple executives apologizing or even leaving the company. For example, Blizzard president J. Allen Brack has left. A lot of higher executives have also left or been fired. But the thing is, it's all just sugarcoating it to try and hide the problem. Anyway, or even leaving the company. Blizzard games containing the names of abusers are being scrubbed by devs to remove the offenders from the live games. Investors filed a second lawsuit against the publisher in August. So not one, not two, there are 3 lawsuits happening from freaking against Activision Blizzard. One from the state of California Fair Employment Housing, 2 is from their own investors, and 3's now from the U.S. government. Over the timing of when Activision Blizzard disclosed its ongoing problems with sexual harassment and discrimination. The fallout from the California lawsuit and the resulting allegations of abuse and toxic behavior has led to employees walking out, more stories of workplace abuse becoming public, players and streamers boycotting games like World of Warcraft. Oh yeah, for an entire, I think it was almost close to about 3 weeks straight, the entirety of the World of Warcraft went offline. Some people stayed online, but they weren't playing the game. They were merely just sitting down and just staying there, an in-game protest.
I got the next bit.
Yeah.
Give me one
greatly
second.
increases talks of unionization. Techie?
Give me 1 second.
Yeah, you're all good.
Here we go. All right. Activision Blizzard sent a statement to the Wall Street Journal addressing the SEC investigation and the ongoing pressure Activision Blizzard faces from lawsuits and government agencies. We have made and are making a number of important changes to improve our policies and procedures to ensure that there is no place anywhere in our company for discrimination, harassment, or unequal treatment of any kind.
It baffles me how the hell this company has managed to get away with this for so many years. Seriously, this has been happening since before Activision acquired Blizzard. I had reports from people from 2009 and 2006 that this stuff was happening. Even 2010, 2013 as well. It hasn't been just happening for the past couple of months. No. This has been happening for years. And the fact is, they're even more sad, Techie. Trigger warning. This will be regarding a suicide. One of the ladies who worked for Blizzard tried everything in her power to try and get this reported, but everyone's ignoring her. On a work holiday, she copped so much harassment from everybody, she took her own life.
We've got more as well. So meanwhile, Activision hired union-busting firm Wilmer Hale to review its handling of harassment and other issues around the fallout from the lawsuit. It's interesting to note that the person leading that review happens to be Stephanie Avakin, who was the SEC's Division of Enforcement Director up until this past February, when she left to rejoin Wilmer Hale and oversee its term for protecting businesses from government litigation.
Yeah, so Wilmer Hale literally is this is a busting firm to actually stop workers and actually protect big companies like Activision Blizzard from government litigation. And this is this just paints more of a bad picture for Activision. They are trying their absolute power to protect themselves from more scrutiny and more backlash. But the thing is, another man's trash is another man's treasure, but not in this case, because they're just causing more mayhem and more destruction for themselves. I don't know about you, but I traded in my Call of Duty game, Modern Warfare. I love Modern Warfare. I love the Call of Duty franchise, but I'm not going to support a game. I'm not going to support Activision and a company when all they do is just shit on their players and shit on their employees, more their employees and than their players. Hell, do you remember last year with them trying to protect China? Blizzard literally tried to protect China, and they're fucking, because of the protests that are happening in China. Literally, they banned Blitzchung because he was protesting on the official Hearthstone live stream. They banned him and the players who were in the same live stream. They had nothing to do with it. They banned them for like almost close to 6-month ban. And then they wonder why people hate them. I know why. Because all you care about is literally protecting China and protecting your higher executives who harass women and men and get away with it. Not anymore. Not when you got 3 lawsuits and all of them coming not just from people. One is from your investors, one is from the US government, and another one is from the state of California. I don't know if even... look, I don't think Activision's going to bounce back. I really think that they have chewed far more. They have literally taken on more than they can chew.
No, I think so too.
I honestly think they have fucked themselves so badly, it's going to be absolutely hilarious. And, sorry. Jared, why are you sending me video? Why are you sending me a photo right now, for goodness sake? Oh, yes, okay. I really hate it when people would message me in the middle of the show. But anyway, like I said, Activision, honestly, they want to anger the gaming community. They're doing a damn good job of it, too.
Mm.
You know...
Can you just give me 1 second?
Yeah, sure, Techie.
We're just going to take a quick break for a second. Just grabbing something.
Okay, all good, Techie.
Okay, and we're back. Sorry, guys.
Everything all good, Techie?
Yes, we're running a little bit slow here just because I had other big web pages. So for news articles, so I'm just grabbing my tablet to be able to read it off there instead.
That's a good idea. Yeah. That's all right, Techie. That's okay.
So we run a bit faster.
Yeah. So Activision Blizzard, I think, are not going to strike. And look, if they can strike back from this, the one thing they need to do, fire Bobby Kotick. I don't give a damn he's a CEO.
He needs to go.
He needs to go. Remove him from the equation. Literally, remove him from having any way of getting any more money. The guy has billions of dollars. He doesn't need any fucking more money. He's got enough money to go in retirement 10 times over. Why does he need more money? Oh, that's right. Because he's a personification of greed. Because he looks like a fucking goblin anyway. And he is. He's a greedy little shit goblin.
To quote Paul Hibbert, none enough yachts.
Honestly, he needs to just disappear out of the public eye and just not be seen again. Because honestly, his handling of his own company, it's his own company, and his apology was so fucking just obnoxiously terrible. It's so fucking PR talk.
Yeah.
That I didn't fucking believe. I didn't believe a word he said. I don't believe any word that Activision have said. I mean, for goodness sake, their first ever apology that they ever said was literally they said we are going to disprove these allegations from the state of California. I'm like, it's the state of California, guys. It's not like a single person is trying to sue you. It's a state trying to sue your ass for fair employment and harassment. And at the time, when they literally did that apology, multiple different accounts from different employees have already come out accusing different staff members. I mean, there were photos from BlizzCon of a hotel suite called the Cosby Suite.
Yes, that's
dedicated
right.
to Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby. Before, and this is around a time when he had those allegations of raping women, and he went to prison. The sad thing is now he's out of fucking prison, which that's another thing ugh. Humanity is terrible. But no, how can anybody try and defend Activision Blizzard now? I can't defend the video game industry. I love gaming. Don't get me wrong, I always will. But do I like gaming companies? There are a few that I like, mainly indie developers. If they do the right thing and actually care about their employees and their and their customers, but not the big fucking companies. I couldn't give a toss about EA. I couldn't give a toss about Ubisoft, and now I don't give a shit about Activision Blizzard, regardless of how many amazing games they have made. Until the employees there who have done the wrong thing pay for what they have done by either jail time or paying huge fines or losing their job and getting alienated from the community, getting alienated from the video game industry, I will never support them. I will never support any big game company because all they care about is money and fame. They don't give a shit about their customers. They don't give a shit about their employees. If you're making a video game, your developers should come first. They're the ones that actually make the games, not you. That's literally my rant done. I'm sorry, Techie. I didn't mean to take over.
That's all right.
You know how passionate I am about the community.
Oh, yeah, I do.
Yeah.
But while we're on the topic of gaming community, let's talk about this.
Was this the this what we were talking about before?
We have got a new Star Wars game rumored to be in production.
Yes, we do.
From Quantic Dream, the developers of Detroit Become Human.
And Heavy Rain as well, for those who played Heavy Rain on PS3 and PS4. I like Quantic Dream. I like the story. I like the story-based QuickTime type of events, and I like that gameplay. And I did like Detroit Beyond Human. Was it Beyond Human or Become Human?
Become Human.
Yeah, Beyond Human. I really enjoyed that. It was actually one of my favorite games to play. I enjoyed it. So what are they developing?
So
developing a new Star Wars game.
This website where I get it, they actually are really, really good with their news stuff. To do a Star Wars, any type of Star Wars news. They even post podcasts that are dedicated to Star Wars. It's called Star Wars Newsnet.
Okay,
really recommend them. But they also updated their article with, according to sources tied to Kotaku, the gameplay of the new title will be more dynamic than any of the Quantic Dream's previous titles. According to their source, Quantic Dream has indeed been working on a Star Wars game for approximately a year and a half, but it won't be conventional type of quick time event driven game we've come to expect from them. Instead,
not like
they said the game will have more traditional action gameplay and possibly even open world and multiplayer elements.
Oh, interesting. So not like Becoming Human. They're going to go do something completely different.
Yeah, I think so.
That'll either make or break them, because again, they've always done the quick time events with their story-based games. It just works with their type of games. But I'll give them credit. If they can nail a Star Wars game, then that means that, other companies can look at that going, well, if Quantic Dream can do it, why can't we?
So given the aforementioned involvement of the aforementioned staff on the new game, it only makes sense that they'd be looking for something more action-orientated than previous efforts. Whether or not this results in the Star Wars equivalent of Assassin's Creed or Deus Ex will remain to be seen, as we still don't know what kind of game this will be, or how it may compare with Ubisoft's game, which is explicitly confirmed to be open world. Hopefully, we will get some answers soon rather than later. Now, the only thing, as we mentioned, as we were talking about before, the only bit that I'm worried about is multiplayer elements in an open world thing. It really hints at the Avengers vibe. However, if it's just multiplayer elements, it could just be a multiplayer thing, like an add-on, and there's still the single game.
Honestly, if they're gonna do that, then full credit, I will get it, because again, I like Quantic Dream. I love Detroit Becoming Human, and you know how much I love Star Wars. And it depends on the story. Are they going to do a new type of Star Wars story, or is it going to be something that we've always seen before? I hope it's something new. I would love a new Star Wars story. Yeah, like Knights of the Old Republic too. I'm kidding. But
that'll be Aspire. And that's also a conversation we'll have after this.
Yeah, I honestly would love them to do something maybe related to the High Republic.
I mean, it could very well be.
It could go off. Yeah, I mean, it could go off one of the books that you're reading, perhaps. I mean, the High Republic is such an interesting era for the Jedi, because this is when they're at the height of their power.
Yeah, it's at the height of their power. Yeah. Just before the Phantom Menace just before the Phantom Menace.
Before the Phantom Menace and stuff like that, yeah. I'd love to see that. It
might tie into Acolyte.
It could tie into Acolyte too. That's another Star Wars project that's being developed on Disney Plus series, right?
Yeah, and the end of the High Republic.
The end of the High Republic. Was this before Revan or after Revan, correct? After Revan. So Revan's gone, basically.
Yes. So the Sith haven't been around for ages during this era. Yeah.
So they haven't been around for ages.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see how they go with Acolyte, and honestly, I'm excited to see what Quantic Dream are working on for Star Wars.
Oh, so am I.
I swear to God, if Jar Jar Binks is in it, I'll lose my mind. I'm kidding.
Misa.
Oh God, don't you start. You know what? You were literally talking about complaining about your sneezing before. Look what's happening with me now. I blame you. Oh my God. I can't stop sneezing now. I can't.
All right. So we mentioned briefly about KOTOR 2. Now, don't get excited. It's not KOTOR 2. But we were actually might have been getting KOTOR before now.
The remake for KOTOR. This was a article and that led to a Twitter post that Techie found.
Again, coming through Star Wars Newsnet. So we were all happy to hear about KOTOR coming back.
I was excited for it because Dead Set, I only played the original way back in the day. I only played a little bit of it, not that much, but the fact is that now it's coming to PlayStation 5. I'm excited for Knights of the Old Republic remake because I know for a fact that it's going to give me that realistic lightsaber combat for an RPG that I've been wanting for the longest amount of time.
Well, we're hoping so.
I hope so too.
Trent Oster, who co-founded BioWare and was a part of the team that created the original KOTOR back in 2003, has revealed that he pitched a remaster of sorts to Lucasfilm at some point in the past, but it was rejected. It seems Oster was told that the company had decided to go another route, but it wasn't until the reveal that the remake would be coming to PlayStation 5 that he discovered what they decided. He made a Twitter post saying, "Huge congratulations to our friends at Aspire Media on announcing KOTOR remake. Now we finally know who beat us to it." Oster is happy for Aspire, who specifically hired former BioWare developers who he had worked with on the original game, but decided to share some surface details of his failed pitch regardless the title Reforged Collection. Now that's all we know. And now you saw a little thing.
Yeah, we saw
which I
some
can't put
pictures
it up.
for it. Yeah.
But damn, it looked cool. He said, here's a pick at our failed pitch, the Reforged Collection. I always find it sad to look at failed pitches after the fact and think about the hard work that went into building them.
Because they were building this and they just needed it to get funded, but unfortunately, Lucasfilm decided not to do it.
Oster did later reveal to a fan on Twitter that the Reforged Collection would have been a remake and not a remaster. As Oster explains, a remake is generally considered to be a total rebuild of a game from the ground up. Conversely, a remaster usually involves updating the graphics and improving loading times without making any drastic changes to gameplay or environmental or level design. He says, let's clarify terms. I think a remaster is keeping the original game code and scripting, where a remake it's pretty much re-implementing the entire game, including scripting and design content. While we had a plan on a remake, I think what is much more important is that Aspyr is making a KOTOR game. Fans will have a KOTOR game, and that is a wonderful thing.
I'm glad for a fact that he's not holding any grudges about the remake for KOTOR. That he's actually fine with it, because I think look, can you imagine if EA was going to be in charge of this remake? I don't want to think about it, because what would happen? They'd butcher it. I'm sorry to say it, but EA with Star Wars, minus Battlefront 2, which did get good towards the end, but at the beginning, my lord, it was a disaster. Anything that EA has touched with Star Wars, minus Star Wars Rogue Squadron, if you played that one, I actually really enjoyed Rogue Squadron. That was actually a really good Starfighter game. I enjoyed it. But
yes,
Battlefront 2 was the one that just, I think that's what started the whole debate on whether or not loot boxes should be in gaming. And my response is, fuck no. I hate loot boxes. They are gambling.
I saw this fantastic thing online the other week.
Yep.
And it was just like, look, compared to LucasArts and Disney's release of games, Disney haven't released much of Star Wars games.
No, they haven't.
Since their acquisition in 2012.
Yeah.
Whereas LucasArts, they were knocking out like roughly 2-3 games a year.
Yeah, they were knocking out a lot. And then sadly, we lost LucasArts because they just went out of business.
Well, they didn't go out of business. They shut down.
Disney shut them down, which is ridiculous because they're such a highly beloved company. I mean, you know, Grim Fandango, bringing Monkey Island, Battlefront, Star Wars Battlefront. They did so many great things, and one game I wanted from the most, Star Wars 1313. I wanted to see that one. Did you see that gameplay demo for it? It looked amazing.
I was this close to actually putting a pre-order on it.
And then they canceled it. Yeah,
it was ready. It was pretty much ready. They canceled it with 4 months before the release?
I really want it now. Like I would love to have Star Wars 1313. I think it's a great.
Yeah, look, it doesn't take place anymore, canon wise, but just release it still. We still want that game. It looked fantastic.
Yeah, it looked absolutely amazing, and I would love to see it. And it's a cancelled action video game that was undeveloped by LucasArts. The game would take. It
was based around the underworld. And Boba Fett.
It was meant to be. The game would take more of a mature, gritty direction compared to past Star Wars video games, and like 2002 Star Wars Bounty Hunter, would emphasize fast-paced gadget and weapon-based combat using tools exclusive to bounty hunters, rather than force and lightsaber-based combat. On April 3rd, it was announced that Walt Disney Company had ceased internal development on all LucasArts projects, including Star Wars 1313. A LucasArts rep indicated that the game may be revived through a licensing deal with an outside studio, but until then, Star Wars 1313 remains on hold. So the plot was, it was supposed to revolve around...
Let's be honest.
It was supposed to, it was revolving around Boba Fett in his early adulthood, navigating past the scum of civilization in an underground area of Coruscant, known as Level 1313, pronounced 1313.
Yeah.
I would have loved it. I would have. Level 1313 appears in the more recent Star Wars media, such as The Clone Wars, in which it is visited by Ahsoka Tano, and Star Wars Adventures Return to Vader's... What the fuck is Star Wars Adventures? It's a comic book. It's a comic book. Return to Vader's castle. Because not a lot of people know that Vader actually has a castle on fucking Mustafar.
I know.
It's badass,
well, they should.
too.
They should.
Yeah.
It was in Rogue One.
That's right, it was too. Yeah, because they go to it. Doesn't freaking... Who goes to it again? Who's
Krennic.
the guy? Yeah, Krennic, yeah.
Don't choke on your operations, Director Krennic.
Don't choke on your aspirations, Director Krennic.
It's while he's choking on fucking Darth Vader pulled a dad joke.
Yeah, he pulled a dad joke while he's strangling the guy. And honestly, just said seriously, everyone was so happy with that scene. But then, towards the end, we saw him the fucking hallway scene. I'm like, oh fuck! And then they paid homage to that in Mandalorian season 2's finale. Luke did his own, and I honestly love them both. I can't even say whose is better. They're both almost exactly the same.
I think Luke's is more badass. I think it's because that's what we wanted to see Luke like in the sequel trilogy. And we didn't get that, but we got it in that.
Disney, take notes. That's how Luke we want. That's the Luke we wanted, not the Luke we got.
I think
he didn't even use his lightsaber, not even once.
Well,
the blue lightsaber does not count. I want that green one.
We saw it briefly for like 1 second.
Briefly, but
in a flashback.
When I'm not going to get into it. I've talked a lot about The Last Jedi and how I dislike it. Anyway, we should move on.
Yes, we should. What have we got?
What else have we got? So we talked about the shit show that was Activision. What else have we got? Give me a second and let me check.
Oh yes, that's right. Drake Bell has broke his silence.
This is coming from comicbook.com. Former Nickelodeon star Drake Bell is breaking his silence following his conviction and sentencing on child endangerment charges earlier this year. In a recent video Bell shared to his Instagram account, Bell opened up about the charges while also addressing some of the rumors that have surrounded him taking a guilty plea in the case. Specifically, that he had changed his name and moved to Mexico, both of which Bell denied. A lot of the news that you have been hearing, most of the news that you've heard recently is entirely false and wrong, and I feel that you deserve, I feel that you deserve, and I owe you an explanation. Bell
I know that this has moved very quickly for you, but for me, it's been a 3-year thorough investigation into every false claim that has been made. And it's not me telling you that the claims are false, but the state of Ohio has proven the claims to be false. If these claims were remotely true, my situation would be very different. I would not be here at home with my wife and son. In June of this year, Bell was arrested in Cleveland, Ohio, on charges related to attempted endangering of children and disseminating matter harmful to juveniles, stemming from an incident in 2017. According to authorities, the incident took place at the Odeon Concert Club, where a 15-year-old girl attended Bell's event at the club after having already developed a relationship prior to attending the show. The girl later filed a complaint with Canadian police in October 2018. Per the initial report, authorities said Bell had been sending inappropriate messages to the girl on social media for months, and that while at the event in Ohio, Bell created a risk of harm for the victim. On June 23rd, Bell pleaded guilty to both charges. On July 12th, he was sentenced to 2 years of probation and 200 hours of community service, as well as no contact with the victim. He was 19 at the time of Bell's sentencing.
In his video, Bell maintains that he was unaware of the victim's age when they began chatting and that he stopped communication upon learning their age. He also went on to say that he agreed to the plea deal so that he could move on. When I was presented with a plea deal, because of the messages, I felt it was the best way to get this over quickly and for everybody involved to be able to move on and for me to get back to doing what I love. He said, I want to say thank you to everyone who saw me through the lies and did the research and looked at my case and saw it for what it was. Instead of through all the media confusion, don't believe the media right off the bat. It's a lot of clickbait. Do your own research and come to conclusions. Bell is most well known for his role as Drake Parker in Drake and Josh, which ran from 2004 to 2007. The show was a huge hit, and after it ended, Bell would go on to do quite a bit of voice work, especially in the Marvel Universe. Bell voiced Spider-Man several times, including in the Avengers, Earth Mightiest Heroes, Marvel Heroes, Avengers Assemble, Hulk and the Agents of Smash, and Ultimate Spider-Man. It's kind of crazy that,
They also forgot to mention that he also played Timmy Turner in the live-action Fairly Odd Parents stuff.
That's right. Remember that? Yeah. God, that was an interesting one.
But yeah, what do you think? What do you think about that?
Honestly, if the courts have found that he is not guilty and they've gone over the evidence, mind you, it's not like something that's happened just like over a month's time. It's about 3 years. Then why would he have to, look, okay, he's got a wife, he's got a kid. Why would he try and lie about this?
Yeah.
I mean, he wants to just get on with his life, and if he's finally breaking his silence after not talking about it for 3 years, I think he's ready to move on. But at the same time, though, just be wary. Always be wary about what someone says. There's always two sides to a story.
Yeah,
in my opinion. Look, if the courts find him not guilty, then the courts find him not guilty. And he did plead. He took a plea deal. What was it? A guilty plea that he had to take?
He pleaded guilty.
He pleaded guilty, and now he's facing what? This community 200 hours community service and 2 years probation?
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, he has to do 200 hours community service and 2 years probation, which I think is fair, considering he took the guilty plea.
I think he probably did it just to get it over and done with.
He wanted to get it over and done with quickly. Whether or not he did it or not, it's completely up to what the evidence says. But if when offered a guilty plea and he wanted to take it as the quickest way to get this over and done with and move on with his life and get everyone else move on with his life, I think he chose the right decision. But again, we'll have to wait and see at the end of the day. I definitely will go check out that video on Instagram after the show just to see what that video's about.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think, I don't know. I think with a lot of the Me Too movement stuff,
yeah,
as much as a lot of it is fantastic, and I 100% support all of that.
Yeah, same.
But it also has brought out a lot of stuff from the woodwork, and you're like, did it though? It does make you question a lot.
It does make you question a lot, I agree. It does. But at the same time, though, I understand what the whole definition of Me Too movement has done.
Oh, yeah,
and it did bring down a lot of... I mean, take a look at freaking Harvey Weinstein. Look what happened to him. Where's he now? He's in prison.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, I 100% support a lot of it.
Yeah.
But it also brought out a lot of bad things, too.
Yes, it did.
Like everything, though. Like, as soon as there's something good, there is also something bad, or somebody bad will interpret it into a different way and make it worse. In fact, can put other people's lives in a much more shittier situation than it needs to be. Let's, for example, look at John Jarrett.
Yeah, John Jarrett. Yeah, that's very, very sad. What's happened with him? He's done nothing wrong, but he's getting put through the fucking woodwork because of all these allegations.
Just like also what's his name? Jeffrey Rush. Jeffrey Rush as well.
Yeah.
Again, it's these things that came out of the Me Too movement that, for me, I'm like, that is not what I'm supporting. I'm not supporting that part of the Me Too movement because this is wrong. You can't just accuse somebody when nothing did happen and then they admit it in court that nothing happened. This was all just a lie. I'm sorry. They should be punished.
So 2017, he was literally Jeffrey Rush had a defamation case in 2017. I remember. Yeah. In 20 what year was it? It was 2018 that he published. New York Times published an interview with the Australian actress E.L. Stern, who accused Rush of sexual misconduct during the production of theater adaptation of Diary of a Madman 2010-2011. Among the allegations, Stern made an interview to the Times and ABC where incidents where Rush angled a hand mirror over a shower cubicle to observe Yule naked, sent her erotic text messages, and danced naked in the front of her dressing room. Rush responded in a statement to the Times through his attorneys saying that Stern's allegation were incorrect and in some instances had been taken completely out of context. However, clearly Yale has been upset on occasions by the spirit of enthusiasm I generally bring to my work. I sincerely and deeply regret if I caused her any stress. This most certainly has never been my intention. So he's had a lot of problems with Jeffrey Rush, but I still love the actor. I reckon he's a great guy. At the same time, though, the Me Too movement, yes, like I said, I agree with you. It did bring some good, it did bring
It
a
brought
bit
a lot
of,
of good.
brought a lot of good, but also it did bring quite a lot of bad as well.
Just
And
like
it
anything.
sucks. Just like, yeah, exactly. Just like anything, it is always a good or a bad definitions with the Me Too movement.
Yep.
I agree.
But I mean, look, I met Drake.
Yeah, I agree.
I met him.
What year did you meet him?
A couple of years ago. He was here, I think, the same year that I've forgotten her name off the top of my head. The voice of Kim Possible. She was here as well.
Oh yeah.
Same year for that. I didn't have a ticket to meet him or anything. He was just sitting there, and I just went, dude, I just want to talk. I said, I just want to let you know as well that, you're a big part of my childhood, and I love Drake and Josh, and I love everything you've done. And he's like, oh, thanks, man. That really means so much to me. And we had a big conversation, and, he was a really nice guy. A really down-to-earth, nice guy.
I remember I've actually sat down, because I remember and I do find it's quite ironic, I sat down at Supernova, and I had I just had about a 5-minute discussion with John Jarrett, actually. Yeah. I'm not even kidding, because he's always there promoting, the horror movies he's part of.
He'll just hang out in the hallway.
Yeah, he just hangs out in the hallway, and I love that. And I think I was just chatting to him about Wolf Creek, because, again, I haven't seen Wolf Creek, but, again, I know a lot of people who have, and I just talked to him about it, because, again, I'm a general fan of horror. I love horror so much. I talked to him about it. I even asked, when you do these horror movies, how do you get in the mindset, of being, being those characters? He's like, he gave the best response. You just have to let go of your humanity for a little while, but you have to remember to bring your humanity back to remind yourself. And he said that, I asked him, do you feel like sometimes that you find it a bit difficult to get into characters, like especially for that character in Wolf Freak? Yes, absolutely.
I met him too.
Yeah,
my partner especially. This is twice now that this has happened at a convention. Not with John, but it's the same thing. Everyone. Okay, so John Jarrett was in a TV show here, and it was big in Australia, called McLeod's Daughters.
I remember McLeod's Daughters. Yes,
I think it's a parlous shit show.
But
my partner,
loves
it. She lives and breathes that show, and so he was a main cast member in that show, and everyone's there lining up to meet him. Everyone's there for Wolf Creek. Comes to us, and he goes, oh, what do you got for me to sign? And she goes, oh, just this, and it's the McLeod's Daughters season. And he's like, oh, good God, that brings back memories. Now, the other time, I can't remember what his name was, but I think he was in like maybe a couple of episodes in one season. And this guy ended up being in The Hobbit.
Which one was that one? Was it?
I can't remember which guy he was.
Was it a dwarf or one of the wizards? It wasn't one of the wizards. Was it Radagast? Was it?
I'm not sure.
Describe it to me a little bit, because
honestly, I can't remember what the character looks like. But
what was the show he was part of? Do you remember the show?
He was in McLeod's Daughters.
Okay.
And
Be anybody. Fuck.
And so pretty much everyone there was there going, "You excited for the new movie?" Maddie's like, "What new movie?" The new Hobbit. Oh no, I'm here to get McLeod's daughters signed in a few episodes.
I find it just great. Like, I remember, what was it? This is back in 2018 because I was part of the parade for the Doctor Who stuff. And I remember this is around the time when Peter Capaldi was still the Doctor yet. They hadn't done the full turn. So it was the actress that played Bill in Doctor Who of that season, and Peter Capaldi, and it was me, my ex partner, and a bunch of other friends of mine, and we're all dressed as the Doctor. She was dressed as the 13th Doctor, who had just been revealed at that time, so we did the reveal outfit. I was dressed as the 9th Doctor. We had another guy dressed as the 12th Doctor, one as the 11th. We also had one as the 10th Doctor. We had, I think he was the 6th Doctor. I can't remember which one it was. Anyway, we were just waiting there for the parade to start, and all of a sudden, we hadn't been told yet that just walking down there, turning around, and there's Peter Capaldi just walking down towards us, and I'm sitting next to my partner. I'm like, we're just standing there waiting behind because they had like one of the cars from the original Doctor Who series, the Betsy, the yellow car from the original Doctor Who, working car, and the seat was empty, and I'm thinking, is that Peter? Oh my god, it's Peter Capaldi. I tapped on her shoulder. I'm like, hey, you might want to turn around. She's like, why? Who's behind me? I'm like, you might want to turn around. Turns around, and her face went from like just normal to like her jaw dropped, going, is that Peter Capaldi? I'm like, that's Peter Capaldi! And he walked up to us.
Yeah,
and he
fat
shook
fuck.
one of our, he walked up to us, he shook one ear of our hands, he's like, good morning, how are you? And I'm like, good morning, how are you going, Peter? Hi, nice to meet you. And I'm thinking to myself, I just shook hands with Peter. I just shook hands with fucking Peter Capaldi. Of course, my mind went to, I just shook hands with Malcolm Tucker. Also, I remember that TikTok that you sent me of just, I want Doctor Who to be like this. What was that? You sent me a TikTok of Malcolm Tucker. I love Malcolm Tucker, but I was just like, I just shook hands with Peter Capaldi.
Oh, fuck off, you fat fuck.
Hey, enough of the Hey, buddy, enough of the curse words. Kiss my sweat balls, you fat fuck. I'm sorry, I'm terrible. But he actually was part of the parade, and we were walking with him. And I'm just sitting there going, I just shook hands with Peter Capaldi, and now we're walking in the parade with him. Holy fuck! But then it just got better because I had already bought tickets to go see him. I didn't know I was going to be walking the parade with him. So, of course, I had tickets to go see John Barrowman. That was awesome. It was John Barrowman and his husband. Loved that. But
love
then
Barrowman.
I love
Especially
Barrowman.
the Tim Tam stand.
Yes, the Tim Tam stand. That was cool. Made my appreciation for it
all the time.
I know.
Anytime he's here.
I know.
Anyway, we are off sidetrack.
We know. I'm terrible.
So we'll get to the next one. Zack Snyder's Justice League was the best-selling DVD and Blu-ray in the United States last week, bumping The Conjuring to The Devil Made Me Do It from its top spot.
Eat shit, Warner Brothers. Sorry, I had to say that because they unlisted the Blu-ray DVD trailer off the YouTube channel because they are trying to bury this. But you know what? Eat shit, Warner Brothers. This is a film that we should have got back in 2017, not that bullshit that we got from Joss Whedon.
Yeah, I agree.
Now, I know for a fact that some people do not like the Snyder Cut. They say that it was made no sense. Why release a 4-hour movie? I say this. Would you rather watch this, or would you rather watch that dumpster fire that they wrote back in 2017, how they just literally just minced over Cyborg's story? They made Wonder Woman a joke in that movie by making her a fucking sexual object. Batman was a laughingstock, and Superman had a fucking CGI mustache. I have to use that word very strongly because fuck me, did they mess up so badly.
Oh yeah, they did. They did.
And honestly,
And
I'm
you
glad
know
it's.
what? If you guys really want to hear what we spoke about, what we think about, go check out our Zack Snyder Justice League review, a spoiler
Yep,
review. It's
go
on
check it
Spotify
out.
now.
It's on Spotify right now. We gave a full-on discussion about it, how we thought about it. I gave it
Straight
a
after
really.
we finished watching it, we jumped on.
Yeah,
We
we
both
jumped
started at
on
the same time, and we're like, "Let's go!"
because when it released, I was just like, Techie, I'm going to watch the Snyder Cut now, and I know you are too. I'll see you in 4 hours. 4
Because I
hours later, we
started
jumped
like
on.
what 20 minutes before you.
Yeah. Then 4 hours later, we jumped on. We talked about it, and I'm glad we did because it was so much to unpack. Oh my god!
I
And
think there's still so much more to unpack.
there's so much more to unpack because it's still such a great film, and some people hated it. I'm like, why? A director poured his heart and soul into this. He put so much time and effort. It literally is, And now look at it. It's one of the best-selling DVDs and Blu-rays in the United States last week, bumping The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It from its top spot, which was the highest-selling Blu-ray DVD sale of all time. And it's rightfully deserves it because it is the right cut of the film. And I will never understand why Warner Brothers wants to bury this movie. This is a great movie, and WB do not know what the fuck they're doing. They
No, they
honestly
really
are
don't.
messing up. They'd rather keep the Justice League one because it's connected to their universe, whatever the fuck they're doing. Zack Snyder's Justice League connects better to the universe than what that shit fest the Justice League movie was because everything about it was terrible. But they don't want to admit that they made a mistake.
No, they really don't.
They really don't. And you know what? If that's going to be the case, then all right, then fine. So be it. I'd rather go watch this version. This is the true version of Justice League. This is the Justice League movie.
Yeah, this is
I
the
don't give a
Justice
damn.
League movie.
This is the Justice League movie, and I don't give a damn.
I think when I get
All
paid,
right.
I actually might buy it on Blu-ray.
I think I'm going to probably get it on Blu-ray as well and actually watch it on my PS4. Because honestly, I need to watch it again. I mean,
Yeah,
yes,
me
I
too.
know it's still on binge, but I want to have a physical copy of it. And I really want to get that steel book of it version
You
of it.
can't
That's
anymore.
what I want. You can't?
Nah.
It's
I
sold
went
out?
it's not even on JB Hi-Fi's website anymore.
Oh,
Let
I might
alone
actually-
let alone Amazon. I can't
you know,
find it anywhere.
I'm going to do a hunt. I'm going to do a hunt probably tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
If I can find it, I will let you know.
Oh, please. If they've got 2 copies, buy one for me and I'll pay you back.
Is he done? Got you there. All
All right,
right.
we got one last one.
One last one.
Venom 2 is supposedly pushing its PG-13 rating to its very limits.
How do you push PG-13 to its limits? What? It has one speck of blood. Naughty!
The symbiote sequel received a PG-13 rating for intense sequences of violence and actions, some strong language, disturbing material, and suggestive references.
I'm sorry. What does that mean by suggestive references? What? Like, they're talking about getting it on.
Uh-huh. I mean,
suggestive
look at
references.
Once Upon a Deadpool.
Yeah.
But they did a PG-13 rating well.
Yeah, I love one of the comments on that post.
PG-13 to the limit is just...
Limit is still maintain PG-13. There's nothing to push because it's bound by the rules PG-13 have to follow. Such a disappointment to finally get a Carnage movie and then being at PG-13. The first Venom movie, while good, was also held back and treated as a buddy cop film, with Carnage being the big bad of this film, with the viewers are getting a dumbed-down rendition of what Todd McFarlane created in the comics. This is just mediocre violence, not Carnage. That's the thing. Todd McFarlane was one of the creators of Carnage.
Yep.
I think, yeah, wasn't he? I'm curious. Who created Carnage? Was it actually Todd McFarlane? I'm just going to double check my source if you want to keep talking about it as well.
I mean, I get it, roughly, because it is still under the Spider-Man world. So, children still want to go see this, purely because they know Venom. I mean, look, I work in childcare, and the amount of boys there go, no, I'm Venom. No, I'm Venom. And there's a part of me, I'm there like, I'm so proud of you.
Okay, so I looked it up. It actually, Todd McFarlane had nothing to do with creation of Carnage. It was actually created by David Michelina and Mark Bagley.
Oh, there you go.
Mark Bagley literally he's worked for Marvel Comics such as The Amazing Spider-Man, Thunderbolts, New Warriors, and The Ultimate Spider-Man, and for DC Comics on the Justice League of America, Batman, and Trinity. So it's actually kind of cool that, he's finally getting a lot of homage. And honestly, I will say this, while everyone kind of disapproves of Woody Harrelson being cast as Cletus Cassidy, you got to realize that this guy can play serial killers very fucking well. Need I remind you that he has done a serial killer in the past, Natural Born Killers, and he did that role fucking perfectly, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
The guy can play fucked up characters, and honestly, if they ever do a Carnage movie, like a Carnage solo movie or something like that, or hell, even
Then make that PG. So then make that R-rated.
Make that R-rated. If it can work for Deadpool, I'm sure it can work for Carnage.
Yeah, but this is Sony, though, that they are worried.
Yeah, of course they are worried, because they literally don't want to push the bar. But come on. Literally, Disney's going to push the bar. They're allowing Deadpool to be an R rating.
I mean, I think the other reason why they're also not making it is the rumors going around that it's tying into
Holland Spider-Man.
Yeah.
We talked about the
I don't think we talked about this. I think me and you have, but not on
the
show.
Yeah, well, we want to keep that off the show because, again, it is spoiler territory. The movie's not released yet. When does that movie drop again? When's the movie drop again?
Very soon, I believe. Very
soon. Wasn't it October? Because I want to go see it. I've seen here's the thing. I haven't seen the original one, but I know everything that happened to it because I don't know. But I really want to see this one because I wasn't really interested in the first one, but now I'm interested in the sequel because I love Carnage.
15th of October in the USA.
Yeah, so that would mean it would be releasing. It'll release here first. Usually does. See. Yeah, look up the Australian release date because I'm curious about that one. Honestly, guys, I love Carnage. I love Venom, and not only that, but Venom 2 is getting a sequel. But honestly, Venom's coming to Insomniac.
No, we're getting it much later.
When are we getting it?
November 25th.
Are you serious? So what? The US is going to see it a month before us.
Yep.
Wow, that fucking kind of sucks. So the US is going to see it way before.
So in other words, we'll know about the
plot,
spoiler with the Holland stuff by the end of
Yep.
By the time we get the movie.
Yeah.
Anyway,
again, crap. Yeah.
It's shit. Anyway.
All right, guys.
You can come follow our socials here at the Techie Talon Show. So here is our TikTok where we upload highlights from the shows. Also, yep, there we go. Also follow our Facebook here at the Techie Talon Show where we are currently live right now. Hi everyone there on Facebook. Same Hello. Here on YouTube at the Techie Talon Show. We hope you guys are enjoying it. And follow our Twitch where we are also currently live right now. And we're still planning to meet up a time properly where we can stream on there with gaming. Also, follow our Instagram at the Techie Talon Show for updates. Normally, it's stories, not regular posts. Also, at our Twitter here at Talon_show. I forgot to add before, though, Talon. This is
what's that?
Episode 30 of our show.
Oh, shit, I totally forgot. Yeah, this is our 30th show.
Yeah.
We have done 30 shows in general. That's not counting our specials.
It's not counting the Disney Plus recaps. It's not counting, the RIP or the new Witcher stuff. It's not counting any of that.
This is straight up
30 years of the Techie. 30 years.
30 years? Wow. We're doing for 30 years? Christ,
hey, we're looking good. We're looking good.
We're looking 30 for 30 years.
30 episodes of the Techie Talon Show.
Which is a pretty cool thing, considering, with I appreciate all our listeners and our viewers. More our listeners, and I'm actually happy with our Spotify listeners. We appreciate every single one of you. I mean, for goodness sake, we have listeners, and I'm not even kidding. We looked this up. We have listeners from Germany, for God's sake. So,
We do.
Guten
Hello,
Tag.
everyone out there in Germany.
Hello, German people. We appreciate you so much for listening to us. We are just a small little two-man podcast from Australia, and we just like to shoot the breeze and talk about what we like to talk about. And usually, sometimes we talk absolute shit. But you know what? We normally do, but that's just our show. That's just how we roll because we like to talk, give our own opinions of how we feel about gaming, how we feel about movies, how we feel about problems that happened around maybe in the cosplay community, gaming community, or even the comic book community, even the movie industry as well.
Even the world, really.
Even the world in general, yeah. Fuck COVID. COVID sucks. COVID can fuck off.
Hashtag fuck COVID.
Hashtag fuck COVID. And we want to give also our commends to everybody who is still in lockdown, mainly in Melbourne and in Victoria. Melbourne and Victoria. Wow, I know my states. Fuck. Mainly in Melbourne and in Sydney. Yeah, I'm doing well. Mainly in Melbourne and Sydney because they just got. I know for a fact that Melbourne just got extended again. I saw before earlier they've been extended. I think.
Yes, they have.
And it's pretty damn tough for them down there. So if you are from Melbourne and you do listen to our show on Spotify or you catch one of our videos on our YouTube channel, on our Twitch, or even on our Facebook page, I hope that you guys are doing okay. Again, this sucks.
Let us know what you're currently binge watching or gaming with right now while you're in lockdown. Let us know. That'd be cool.
Know. All right then, guys.
All right. Until then, we'll see you tomorrow. I forgot to also mention to you, Talon. So sorry to drop it to you while we're on air, but we probably won't be having a show on Thursday night.
That's okay. That's all right.
But we will be live on Sunday to make up for last Sunday for missing out on the Toss a Coin to Your podcast.
And I've seen The Nightmare of the Wolf now, so I don't have to. I did my homework, people. I did my homework, and I am so happy I watched it because goddamn it was good.
Give him a clap, like honestly. Fucking finally.
I know, finally. I'm terribly sorry.
Fuck. But yes, no, that will be happening on Sunday. But until then, guys, stay safe, especially you guys in lockdown, Melbourne and Sydney. Stay safe, and remember to wear your masks.
Stay safe.
Yep. Until then, Techie out.
Talon out.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.